Welcome back to Raz Let's Play Lotro. We revisit our hero Razbo in the Shire. We had been settled up when we left last time, so let's get back on that horse. There's a lot going on in the world of Lotro right now. They are consolidating servers. And those transfers were supposed to start last week, however they had some issues, so that's been delayed. Hopefully that will not interfere with the video recording schedule. I hope to do this at least every Monday and maybe on a second day of the week as well. There's currently a sale in the Lotro store. Now as a VIP you get 500 turbine points a month, and I thought that I might just go ahead and buy some stats just to see the benefit that you get early on by, tossing a few hundred points down for some stats. Now you get 15 of each stat that you purchase. So my main stats would be agility and vitality. So if I were to add another 15 agility right now, that would be increasing it by about 60%. That's a pretty big boost. Vitality would be a little over, well, about half. A little less than half. So I am definitely interested in checking out the current sale. And I want to purchase some agility. So I'll do a quick buy. And you don't have to use an item anymore. It just immediately increased my agility to 40. And I'll go ahead and buy an upgrade to vitality as well. Now if you delete your character after you purchase these, it's a bit of a waste, but I plan to go all the way to level cap with Razbo. My goals today is to get to level 10. That should definitely take less than an hour. And pick up some crafting as well. So here's our crafting quest to go to Mickle Delving.
Hello.
Got some currency.
Might I have a word with you?
So we have to take the satchel and avoid nosy hobbits. Now, I believe we cannot be mounted for this particular quest. That as soon as we pick this up, yep, we'll dismount. And we have to avoid nosy hobbits. As if you could tell which ones the nosy ones were. So we started out in Little Delving. Now we're going to go to the Hobbit Capital, where we can pick up some crafting. Now Lotro has lots of different professions, and you get to have 3. However, you don't get to choose just any 3 that you like. They come in vocation bundles. For gathering professions, we have prospector, scholar, farmer, and forester. Forester can also process hides so that they can be used by tailors. Too busy to do that, currently on this quest. Not sure who I should be turning this into. What does he have? Okay, so we're just about there. Postmaster Proudfoot. Ah, I see him. So I didn't see any nosy hobbits, and we just leveled up to 7. Excellent, and now we have a hobby, which there's only one, fishing. Mounts, we already have mounts.
Could I take a moment of your time?
So we're not going to continue the Postmaster quest line just
How
yet.
do you do? Stay and have some tea. Dear me, please don't leave yet. What do you need?
We have a feather cap. All new items are highlighted. Well, it's light armor, but it's better than what I have.
Hello there. Might I speak with you a moment? Might I have a word with you?
Yeah, we'll hold on to that quest. There's no time limit to pick up the bag. Hopefully I remember exactly where the crafting area is. Have spent quite a lot of time here recently with cooking, which is one of the production professions. It allows you to make buff food. And buff food is really handy, particularly when you're leveling. So it's the only way to get any decent amount of regen. So now we're at the crafting fair. So there should be, okay, here we go. We have Master of Crafting Guilds, which we cannot do yet. We can't join a guild until we get to a higher level in our professions. And you can only join one guild, even though you may have 3 professions. And not every profession has a guild. Only production professions have a guild. So here are our vocations, our 7 different vocations. Armorer, Explorer, Armsman, Tinker, Yeoman, Woodsman, and Historian. Now, I've already kind of looked ahead and decided to go with Woodsman. The reason being, as a forester, I can collect wood and process the logs into usable wood. And as a woodworker, I can use that wood to make myself warden carving, spears, and javelins. And farmer is really a great skill to level quickly at early levels. Once you get to level 20, you can start doing skirmishes. So you don't have to travel around looking for quests. You can kind of just stay in one place and just run skirmishes. And it's particularly helpful if you're kind of stuck, not sure where to go for your next quest, or have a lot of quests that you can't quite handle yet. Plus, there's lots of great gear that you can get from the tokens that you earn.
Might I speak with you?
from doing the skirmishes.
Please, stay a moment.
Now, in the last video,
Might I
I
have a word with you?
got a content ID for the opening music for Lotro, so I've turned music off. I am not monetizing my
Just
Let's
a
Play
moment.
videos. That was done by whoever claims to own the copyright to that song. Whether or not that's legitimate is debatable, but as long as there's no DMCA problems, I'm okay with that for now. I can always re-record without the music. So now music is off, but we still have sound effects. So now we're going to we get these free starter tools for our crafting. They're very bad. They break really quickly. Their quality is brittle. And we also get these starter quests for each of our professions that we selected as part of our vocation. So this is forestry right now. So we got some logs and hides. So we need to make a brushed light leather and a thin rowan board. So we're going to need a workbench to do this. But we'll also need to equip our Forester's Axe. Now, each level of the profession has experience points. The first bar is it kind of looks like an iron anvil. That's just your regular mastery of a profession level. And then after you complete that, you can further master your profession level. You cannot crit until you at least get through this first level of mastery. Once you get to the first level, you can then begin to crit in your recipes. And it doesn't show you now what you earn. Well, it does if you have to read behind the grayed out section. But for instance, for these rowan boards, I normally would just get 1, but if I crit, I'll get 3. Now, the second level of mastery allows you to crit, but it also takes double the amount of experience as the first level. And you cannot get further mastery in higher levels of a profession until you completely master the lower level. So you won't be able to crit at, say, artisan level if you haven't completely mastered apprentice, and expert, and journeyman, and all the levels below it. So we're just going to make this. If I do decide to do any heavy crafting, I'll be sure to edit it
What
out.
do you need?
So now we have another crate. This is for our woodworking. So we got some boards and some leather wrappings. So now for woodworking, we need to equip our saw. We need to create a Rowan bow. Ah, here we go. Ranged weapons. Make. Excellent. We made our bow. Now we should get our
Just a
next
moment.
kit for farming. We do not get it here. I believe we have to talk to someone else because there are no farmlands around here.
Hello.
Give this back. Yeah, yes, that was a woodworking profession trainer, and that was the forestry trainer. So there are farmlands up here. So there should be a farmer nearby to give us our quest for farming. So crafting is relatively simple. My favorite to do is farming because you don't have to move. It's a great thing to do if you're
Hello there.
maybe watching a movie on the side because you'll need to interact like once every 30 to 60 seconds. And you get tons of XP and tons of goodies for your cook or scholar. So we have a crate. What's in the box? So we need to make a yellow onion field. So we need to make sure that we have the right type of farmland. So this is pipeweed farmland, so we can only grow pipeweed there. We want vegetable farmland, which is this. We need to change our equipment once again. So we have seeds, water, and poo. And that gives us some onions. Then you harvest the onions, and you can plant up to 5 fields at once before they despawn. You can usually get to all 5. If you plant more than 5, the oldest one may despawn before you're able to interact with it. Or the last one may despawn before you get around to... Oh, we also had to activate track crops, which was added. Track crops is not very useful. It allows you to find various crop nodes that are out in the wild. However, a lot of the things that you find out in the world you can just buy from a grocer. So now we need to process our onions as well. You get tons of experience from this, because not only do you get experience for planting, you get experience for harvesting, and then you get experience for processing. It's excellent. I mean, look at this. We're already over halfway through level 7. And we have done nothing but just these crafting quests
Hello
and crafting
there.
XP. And we're done. So now we can continue on. One thing that I do highly recommend is if you will go to the store and can afford it, you can get crafting tools, crafting essentials, I believe it's under. The Universal Toolkit. It's only 150 turbine points, and it gives you a whole bunch of bonuses. Let's see, you can't see them here. I'll go ahead and buy it. It's really handy. It's nice not to have to switch tools when you change the profession that you're working on. So we got a Universal Toolkit. So you get 20% crit in everything that you can crit in. You cannot crit in gathering professions. You can only crit in production. But it also reduces your action time in other professions and your gathering professions. So when I mine a node, it'll take 3 seconds less than normal. And you cannot sell your inferior tools, so you might as well junk them. Nobody wants those. So let's carry on. Add these to our tracker. Sally forth.
I'm sure it's a bother, but I could use your help. I want a word with you.
So the Shire is an area where a lot of the quests are really calm, really relaxed, not a lot of drama going on. It is the Shire after all. Well, I mean, certainly not the kind of drama that you would expect in
Hello there.
epic quest like this, but social drama, rather. Nosy hobbits, gossip, rumors, keeping pests away from the fields, that sort of thing. It's definitely not an area that I play through often. So I already got that. Must be in the auction hall. Perhaps not. It's also an auction house, which I'm hoping will improve when servers are merged. It's not a cross-server auction house. So someone's hiding here. Very close nearby. Okay. Daisy Brockhouse.
A lovely day, isn't it?
A whistle for my horse. My trusty steed, my pony. I've been very much looking forward to this today.
How do you do? Good day. Might I have a word with you?
So now we need to find someone else. Who's hiding up there? It's the, quote, top hiding place is the quest. It is certainly the top of something.
Oh, good day.
So we're playing hide and seek, we're not slaying orcs. Though there is plenty of orc slaying in our future.
Good day.
So now we get to choose whether we want the light armor or the cloak. I don't want the cloak because it has no stats. Actually, I want neither of these things. They're both worse than what I have. But I'll take the cloak. Vendor trash. So let's go ahead and close these shrew burrows. So it appears that there might be a quest in the Bird and Baby Inn.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
So I need to collect a recipe. So we're traveling quickly out of the capital and into the rest of the Shire now, so that's quite nice. Once we get to Bree, I'll have a much greater hold on our bearing where we need to go, in what order.
Hello there. Might I speak with you a moment?
So now we're going to Tuckborough. We'll go ahead and close the shrew burrows on our way. So those purple names are very, very high level. It's actually for an event. But purple NPC names means very high level, red means high level, but I'm not ridiculously high. So apparently those interactable objects have levels. You know, they don't need them. See this bounder here, level 100. Absolutely obscene level difference. Considered skull in WoW speak. So we have our wood tracker on, so now we can see when there's wood on the ground, and we can just pick it right up. And it does dismount you. I'm going to go ahead and turn auto loot on. Always loot all. Accept. Okay, so here are our shrews. So now we'll get into some combat. You have to dismount before you can get into combat, and there are no macro abilities to speak of in this game. So it's pretty much something you have to do. Or hope you get hit enough that you're automatically dismounted. See, this is a copper deposit here. We cannot collect it since we are not a prospector. So, shield, spear, heal. Do a death strike. So we went ahead and closed those burrows. I think I'm going to go ahead and gather wood off screen when I do. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing profession gathering while I'm recording. Although you do get experience for it, so I do not want to gain levels off screen. I don't really need the profession. I do have alts that can do any processing that needs to be done. And I do believe that I have a lot of wood in shared storage. This game also has shared storage. It functions much like an alt guild bank would in another game, so that you can put items in there and all of your characters on the server can access that storage. It's very, very handy if you're into professions or reputation grinding. There's also a shared wardrobe, but that's only for,
Could I
cosmetic
take
items.
a moment of your time?
I'm sorry. My thoughts were elsewhere. I hope it's not a bother, but may I speak with you?
So now we need to get bear pelts. Very uneventful area, this. Nothing unexpected
A
ever
lovely
happens.
day, isn't it?
Uh-oh, they're going to throw rocks at this tree. Try to knock the satchel down. I see no way this could end badly. A hive of what? Bees! So I just yelled at them. Well, now we have the hive.
Hello there.
Now we have bears. And I'm stunned. I have no stun recovery mechanism quite yet. I do remember a time when a lot of stuns and things, you had to stack a lot of resistance to avoid them. Most classes didn't have a stun recovery, but they've added one to, I think, almost every class. We just hit level 8, just from those couple of bears. We're not getting any pelts from these guys. Quest items take no inventory space. I don't know if they ever did, but since I've been playing the game, quest items have never been in inventory. So that's since 2009. Something I was very happy to see that WoW added. Oh, old Sally. Must be for another quest. Here are the bears. They are mature. So when you do meet a quest objective, you'll get this little notification. Supposed to have some combat. So right now I have a wound effect. Well, I had a wound effect, now I have a fear effect. So all the effects on you are part of different classes. Disease, poison, fear, and wound or bleed. And they all have levels. This is depending on the level of the debuff determines what items you can use to remove it. The items with high enough level to remove the debuff, you'll need to get a higher level item, or increase your own level if it's your own cleansing ability. Being able to ride a horse this early in the game is very nice. Definitely the two things I recommend: purchasing riding and purchasing a universal toolkit. If you're a free-to-play player, definitely save up for your quest pack so you don't get stuck, unable to proceed.
What do you need?
But if you're a VIP player, definitely invest in those things. Particularly if you're fond of alts. I'm very fond of alts.
Oh, woe is me.
They have nice internal maps too. Oh, so there's still somebody in here I need to speak to. The little ring on my map tells me where I need to go. Oh. He must have been monologuing.
Might I trouble you for some help?
The old Took's favorite. I don't remember seeing this ring before. This must be who I need to speak to.
Wait, the goal of some...
So we killed bears, now we need boars. Not squirrels. Not squirrels. Most enemies, most quest items always drop from enemies. No, the items only drop if you're on the quest, naturally. But it's not looking for boar livers in Blasted Planet strongholds. Another WoW reference. Impressive Flourish is one of my favorite early gambits for a Warden. It's very nice, building that little torch. So now we have returned to Little Delving, which is my milestone skill that I set in the last video, so I can return there as my home at any time. Oh. Wasting time running into the wrong location. It's okay, we're having a great time.
It's been a foul day, it has.
So now we need to go back there. She spiced the boar ribs for me.
It's terrible! Just terrible!
But come on, you're the one that wanted them. Here's the recipe from Little Delving that we needed to get. It looks like I did that on purpose, but I have news for you. It wasn't.
Can I take a moment of your time?
So that was just a notice telling me that sometimes I have to use items as part of a quest line. There's also a notice that sometimes you have to perform certain emotes as part of a quest line. Lotro does a very good job of explaining just about anything.
Hi there, give me a moment. Stay and have some tea.
So now we get our first gift Matham for the Matham Society. That is the reputation faction that allows us to do fast travel back to the Shire.
Be left alone.
However, we are a hobbit, so if we perform
Might I
the
speak
correct
with you a moment?
racial deed, we'll be able to do that for free anyway.
Could I
So
take
we already
a
know where
moment of
Old
your
Sally
time?
is.
Might I speak with you a moment?
We already know where she is. I think at level 10 would be a good place to stop. Should clock us in at just about an hour. Perfectly timed. And the next video shall be nothing but farming. Nah, what's the fun in that? These videos are supposed to be a tour of Middle-earth as imagined by Turbine and Warner Brothers. Visiting some of my favorite places, hopefully some of your favorite places too. If you've never played before, maybe you'll find a place here that you like very much. Personally, Fields of Fernost is one of my top favorites. And if you do like these videos, feel free to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and it means I'll make more. Not money, of course, I'm not monetizing these, but I'll make more of these videos. Defend Old Sally. Do we have more bears? There's another field stone. Defend the pig. Oh dear. Zombie shrews! So Impressive Flourish is a damage over time attack. Also a taunt. I shall defend your honor, Old Sally. With a translocating pig. escort quests. I should really avoid escort quests. So while I'm doing this escort quest, I'll talk about the Epic Quest line. So the Epic Quest line is a series of quests that they don't follow the Fellowship, but they kind of intersect the story of the Fellowship. And some of them are really important in getting your traits up. You'll get trait points for completing certain sections of it. There's actually parts of the game that you can't access until you progress the Epic Quest line to a certain point. Now, each part of the Epic Quest line is separated into a different volume and a different book. So the volumes are more or less expansions, and the books are more or less subsets of those expansions. So for Volume 1, it'll take us all the way up to Moria, and then Volume 2 starts in Moria. If I remember correctly. So when you do get to Angmar, there, I believe it's Book 6, you have to progress Book 6 of Volume 1 to a certain point, or else you cannot cross into Eastern Angmar. No spoilers, though. I find that quest a little ridiculous, to say the least. When we get to it, I'll rant. So a lot of the Epic Quest line has private instances that you participate in. Before, they were group quests that you had to do, but since the player base kind of either stayed towards the level cap or declined, they changed those to where you get this inspiration buff that buffs your health, not your health, there's morale and power. They buff your morale and power regen to insanity, and also your max morale and power, as well as your damage output and everything. So that you're practically invincible when you're doing those with inspiration.
Well, the dollars up thunder.
And level 9. And reminding us about auto run.
How rude!
And our first gift Matham gives us 700 reputation points with the Matham Society. I have tons of these. I probably have enough to get to Kindred right now. Kindred's the maximum reputation level. So just a little further to go. Doing quite well in the Shire so far. Looks like we are skipping quite a lot of quests by accident. I may just go turn a bunch of these in before they turn gray and give me next to no experience.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
So Needlehole Watch. If I remember correctly, that's on the border of Erluin.
Please, stay a moment.
So now I would need to avoid hungry hobbits if I pick up this pie. Let's go for it. Pie for the green dragon. So this way. So those are hungry hobbits. I mean, I suspect that they're all hungry. And there's little eyes on the map which represent the NPCs you're supposed to avoid. That's a nosy hobbit, though. It doesn't say to avoid nosy hobbits, but You know the saying, a nosy hobbit is a hungry hobbit. I delivered the pie. Oh. Oh well.
Can I take a moment of your time?
The Shire, talking to hobbits, avoiding hobbits, delivering letters to hobbits. Oh, these nosy hobbits are still on my map because I am on that quest to pick up that letter, but I'm not carrying the letter, so it doesn't matter. They make you drop it immediately if they catch you, and then you have to pick it up again.
What do you need? Could I take a moment of your time?
So now I could pick up a pie again, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go back to
Hello there.
the capital. Going to take fast travel there. The nice thing about fast travel is that you can dismount, if it's not swift travel, anytime on the course. So if the location that you're trying to reach is on the way, you do not have to go to your destination and then backtrack. You can just dismount when you're nearby. Quite nice. So if I wanted to go to Waymeet, there's no stable in Waymeet, so I could just dismount when I got to Waymeet. So all these quests with checks on them, I'm going to put on the tracker. Which means I'm ready to turn them in or progress them. It just means I'm ready to talk to someone. I really wish they would add more than 5 quests to the quest tracker. These little icons next to each of the quests, they cost mithril coins to use, and what they are fast travel to the next quest giver, or the next person in the quest line. So you believe usually always 1 mithril coin per fast travel. If you are flush with cash and have lots of turbine points, feel free to use those mithril coins. Just pour it around everywhere. I may just use that just to show you how it works. So B for wallet. I have 155 mithril coins and I hardly ever use them. Mithril coins. So I'll go ahead and dismount here, I'm close enough. So I was supposed to talk to some people. I need to go back to the inn to deliver that yellowed recipe. It's been exposed to a little much old Toby.
How rude!
A cloak. Also, 2 more items that are less useful than what I have. I do not have that on the tracker. I know it's down here. Okay, these must be... Okay, so these are the Bounder's Bounty top players per world. Yes. And then also the first worlds. I don't believe I participated in Bounder's Bounty. Wait, this is the auction. No? This is the end. So now we have this recipe.
Good day.
Ah, free ale. So, since we're here, we'll go ahead and pick up this letter. We shall avoid nosy hobbits. Bundle for Waymeat. That's where we're going anyway. Once again, we cannot mount during this quest or we'll drop the satchel. Normally you're not supposed to be able to mount, so that wouldn't be an annoyance. Yet another reason I avoid the Shire. So some enemies may warn you before they attack, like that boar back there that made that noise. And there's a nosy hobbit here I need to stay away from. If he catches me... I will have some explaining to do. What's in the bag? Too busy to do that.
Please stay a moment.
So, another delivery. So this is basically your tour of the Shire, this quest line.
Oh, woe is me.
So now I need to collect the
I'm sure
chickens.
it's a bother, but I could use your help.
Not those chickens. Those chickens. So the Life of the Bounder, I believe, is the complete X number of quests in the Shire deed, which, since it's a quest count deed, that should give you the virtue Charity, and also some turbine points. So for deeds that have multiple ranks, the first rank of the deed usually gives you 5, second rank 10, then 15, and so on. So completing deeds is definitely not a lost cause. Get some definite turbine points by completing deeds. Each turbine point is worth roughly 1 cent per turbine point. So, you know, you can get, by completing, say, 2 reputation factions, you can get over $1. And the Universal Toolkit is only basically $1.50. I don't know what the prices are for EU servers. I haven't looked. So I don't know if the exchange rate for turbine points there, you know, maps to, you know, the real exchange rate or not. So it may be more or less expensive to purchase them in euros.
I'm sorry, my thoughts were elsewhere. Might I trouble you for some help?
Where do I have to deliver this letter to? I think I'll take it over there. So, Button Needle Hole. Which, yes, is on the border of Eardlyn. One of my favorite starting areas. Lots of elven ruins, dwarven ruins, lots of dwarves, nice coastline, nice river, nice housing. I think before I leave you all today, I will stop by my own player housing. Close the episode there. We're getting close to the hour mark and almost level 10. And 2 quests to turn in up at Needlehole Bog. So this should take us there. If anybody has any particular places that they would like to see in one of these Let's Play videos, feel free to comment. Especially if I overlook a place. So that way I can get back to it in the next episode or the episode after that, rather than having to backtrack later. There are definitely a lot of cool little nooks and crannies in Middle-earth. I'm not aware of all of them. I definitely have my favorites. So if you have any places that you'd like to see featured, I will go ahead and research those and see if there's any interesting tidbits that I can share about those locations that, even if it's your favorite place, you may not have known before. What's more important is I may not have known before. Turbine is also doing live streaming as well. They signed on some people to do official live streams. I will post a link to that information in the video description, so you can view some of the other players that do live streaming. Oh, I'm too busy. Right. Carrying a letter. Way too busy.
I'm sure it's a bother, but I
So
could
yes.
use your help.
That would just return us to the entrance.
How do you do?
Well, not the entrance, but, you know, the capital city. It'll start us at where we started the quest line in the first place.
Hello there.
Cooked carrots. Another lousy helmet. But at least we get some food. It's hobbit food, too.
Could I take a moment of your time?
So I only have a little bit of experience left to earn.
Hello there.
So let's slay something. I believe there's some Knickerbreakers here. I know I saw some toads. Yay, Plog Toad. Let's take care of the white Plog Toad. And a Bog Slug. So also add some deeds to my deed log for kill counts. So you Slug Slayer. And you get titles. Lots and lots of titles in this game. For almost anything that you do, there's a title for it. You did nothing. So one more enemy should take us to level 10. And we made it. And the undefeated, since we have not died, and we made it to level 10, we get the undefeated. I believe level 14 is the max that you have to make it. Might be 15. And that is the Undying, I believe. And then after that, feel free to just, you know, heal over because there's no more titles. It'd be interesting if there's a title making it to level 100 without dying, but given the number of instant death traps there are along the way and really, really hairy situations, I wouldn't count on it. In fact, I'd be interested to know if anyone has indeed made it to level 100 without dying. And how they would possibly prove it. I don't think there's any metrics on that. So I had my Razbo the Wary title, now I shall change it to Razbo the Undefeated. Excellent. Splendid. So, since I have my house, I already have this built-in ability to travel to my personal house at any time. Is there a milestone marker here? Because I do not want to have to... Well, you know, my home is a little delving. That is close enough. I'll go ahead and travel to my personal house. I chose the Elven version. There's also a Dwarven housing and a human housing, and I don't believe the Hobbits have housing. They may. So, my home. So I've collected a number of items from instances, just, you know, going through old instances and settling for the flavor items because I like the decorations. Decorations? Yes. Favorite, of course, is Mirror of Mordorith from Karn Dûm. Excellent. And I am feeling very tired. But I did put my bed away. It's quite difficult to get the stuffed animal, the taxidermy trophy, since it's just a rare drop. You just have to kind of kill enough of that mob type in order to get them, so they're some of my favorites. So, thanks again for watching Raz Let's Play Lord of the Rings Online. I look forward to doing another video next week, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more, and comment of any of your favorite places I may have missed. See you next week.